You are welcome to Wanies Academy. Today, in our biology class, we want to study microscopy. Today, we will be able to define microscopy, and we will be able to state the importance of microscope in the field of science. Science is a systematic study of the living and non-living components of the environment. Living components include all plants and animals, and we also have microscopic organisms that are also living. Microscopic organisms are organisms that are small and minute. They are so small that they can't be seen with the naked eye. So that is why the field of microscopy comes into life. Microscopy is a scientific field of using microscope to study objects, organisms, materials that are too small to be seen with the aid of the naked eye. So these objects are so little, they are so minute that we can't see with our naked eye. So to view such objects or organisms or materials, we use the microscope. The microscope is a tool or a machine. Tool in the sense that we have two types of microscope. One is a compound microscope, while the other is a simple microscope. These simple microscopes are in form of tools. They have just one eyepiece. So the microscope is a tool used to magnify or to enlarge these microorganisms. Now, moving forward, the word microscopy comes from two Greek words. One, micros, meaning small, minute, and scoping, meaning to examine. So microscopy is just a field which examines minute or small objects, organisms, or materials. Like I said earlier, microscopy is a field of science which studies objects that cannot be seen with the naked eye. And the microscope is a tool that is used to magnify or enlarge such objects. Now, let me give you a little overview of what microscopic organisms are. Microscopic organisms, as I said earlier, are so small and can be seen with the naked eye. They can be animal-like or plant-like. The Spirogyra, for example, is a plant-like microorganism, while the amoeba is an animal-like microorganism. So those minute organisms, known as microbes, can be beneficial to man, they can be beneficial to plants, they can be beneficial to other lower animals. They can also be harmful to plants and animals. So as such, their morphology, their physiology, their characteristics, their behavior needed to be studied. So the need to study the characteristics of microorganisms brought about microscopy. So the microscope is used to enlarge the microorganism, no matter how minute or how small the organism is, the microscope is used to enlarge it. Because I said earlier, microorganisms can be beneficial to us. Take, for example, in the field of science, we have some microorganisms that have been used to produce drugs. Your penicillin is a drug. Penicillin is septic. Penicillin was produced from a microorganism. It is a protist known as penicillium. So to produce that drug penicillin, the characteristic feature of the penicillium microorganism needs to be studied. Another example is the malaria parasite known as Plasmodium. The Plasmodium is also a protist, but it is harmful to humans. Malaria is spread by the female Anopheles mosquito. So this Plasmodium is carried in the saliva of the Anopheles mosquito. So to know the effect of Plasmodium, which causes malaria, there's a need to study the Plasmodium as a microorganism. So to study the Plasmodium, the microscope is very, very important. So the microscope will enlarge the Plasmodium for us to see within, see the internal structure of the Plasmodium, see the characteristic feature of the Plasmodium, see the harm it can cause to humans. So that is why the field of microscopy is very, very important. Microorganisms are also relevant in the industry. Take, for example, in the baking industry or confectionaries, where bread or some pastries are made. Now, there's a need to allow the dough to rise. Dough is produced from flour. So a microorganism known as fungi is plant-like. Most fungi are saprophytic. So a microorganism known as fungi is needed to make the dough rise, because if the dough does not rise, the bread will not form well. So we need the microscope to also study the life history of the fungi known as yeast that aids dough to rise in the bread making industry. So all these are the relevance of microscope. So microscopy is a very, very important field in science, because it studies the life cycle of microorganisms. By so doing, scientists have devised the beneficial use of microorganisms, and they've also noticed the harmful functions of microorganisms, and drugs, vaccines, products are manufactured to curtail the spread of the effect of such microorganisms. So till we meet next class, we will continue on the study of microscopy, and I pray God will help us to meet again. Thank you, and have a lovely day.